Let's start with the downs. Bryce Young took a big step back against the Colts. He didn't protect the football, and he made the same mistakes more than once. Those have been my only two gripes for Bryce all season, is don't make the same mistakes more than once and protect the football. And this was a bad game for both of those. I'm not asking, right, because everyone's going to compare him to C.J. Stroud after this weekend. I'm not asking for rookie records in yards and 5 touchdowns, and I'm not asking for you need to be, just absolute nails in the fourth quarter and drive for game-winning points. I'm not saying that. If you want to, sure. But let's start at the basics. Don't make the same mistake more than once and protect the football. Now, was he helped? Not much. All right, I'm fair to say that. I'm completely okay saying that. But the turnovers are not on anyone but you. Those turnovers, right? If he was putting it off the receiver's chest and they were bouncing, getting tipped up and being intercepted, that's one thing. But they were decisions, they were bad decisions, they were bad throws, and they aren't on anyone but him. Here's Frank Reich, the coach, on his quarterback Bryce Young's deuce 2 pick sixes.
I've seen games like this many times, and it's not all on just the pick sixes. I know it seems that way, but we put him in a hard position a couple times. Obviously, Bryce has, he owns his share of it. But we're all part of it. We're all part of it, so we got to do a better job.
It's not all on. No one's saying it's all on. It's not all on Bryce. It's not all on the pick sixes. It's not all, but he contributed to it. The turnovers are not on anyone but him. Let's go to the first. Let's break them down one by one. End of the first half, you're already down. Almost no time on the clock. You're under a minute, and Bryce is driving. Mm-hmm. Completion, picks it up with his legs. Completion. I'm going, all right. Sometimes you need a jolt, and just getting into the hurry up helps. And I'm going, maybe this hurry up is going to build the momentum for the second half. Then he has what I call as a panic throw. Whoever it was, right guard gets driven into his lap, and it's, balls out. Didn't mean to scare you. Just, balls out. And because of that, there's no way he knew what he was throwing to. It wasn't a check down, okay? It was a running back running an arrow, running an out route. So he is actively running away from you. The last thing you can do is panic throw a guy who is running away from you, because that gives exactly what happened the chance to happen. A defensive player can cut it off, and guess when they cut it off, when they jump the route, there's nothing but green grass and touchdown dances in front of them. And Kenny Moore did exactly that, which is worse when you consider the awareness. It's bad because there was no time on the clock. Should have been your points or no points. That's a bad swing. It's bad because it was a panic throw. Bryce Young is the guy that doesn't panic. Bryce Young is the guy that comes from the school of Nick Saban. Bryce Young is the guy that's polished. Bryce Young doesn't panic. Bryce Young panicked, threw it late, threw it behind the receiver. It got pick-sixed. It was not a check down. It was not a screen. It was an out. Picked and housed by Kenny Moore. Let's go to the second one. Later in the game, it looks similar, because it's another throw to a running back that was intercepted and run back for a touchdown. Actually, not much about it was the same. This was a screen.
Yeah, this was intended to go to.
So, yeah, exactly. It wasn't a read that eventually ended up there. But also, you're supposed to have defensive linemen in your lap. Mm-hmm. This was not one where it's like, oh my gosh, the offensive line didn't protect anything. They were intentionally not protecting. The whole plan was to get them upfield, you dump it over the top of them, and all those linemen that weren't blocking the defensive ends are down there in the second level opening things up. It was intentional to be under pressure, which also means he should have anticipated being under pressure and been prepared for it. Instead, there was, again, a real panic reaction, little instinct panic, and he overthrew the screen. You can't overthrow the screen. There's nothing back over there other than defenders waiting to catch it and take off. You can never overthrow a screen. And then the fourth quarter, hurry up mode, they're behind. You had to force it downfield through the only reason I give him a little solace is because it was at the end of the game and he had to push it downfield because they were behind 2 scores. But if that play happened on even strength, if that happened early in the game, That's another bad pick.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I'll give him 50% of it because
situation.
You had to make a play. But gosh, you wish you would have been able to get it over that linebacker. It's a step back, and it's a big step back.
I think that's the frustrating thing because the last few weeks we saw progress, steady progress, and then major fallback.
And I like steady progress.
Yeah.
I love it. I like it more than bursting onto the scene. I like incremental progress. I like figuring it out. I like getting more comfortable. And he was doing it until this was the most uncomfortable he looked in a month.
Oh, he had happy feet from the get-go.
It just, nothing about it looked like he had answers. Nothing about it looked like he was comfortable. He looked uncomfortable. And that is a problem. Here's Frank Reich on his quarterback Bryce Young's confidence right now.
I've seen this happen to the best quarterbacks in the history of the game. I mean, they all have games like this. And sure, it's going to be easy to say, it's easy to put it on the quarterback, but you bounce back. That's what makes the great ones. And it's a long road developing into the franchise quarterback. It's a long road.
Quarterback is about two things. One, confidence. I say it all the time. Quarterback is a confidence position. Also, it's about consistency, right? It's because you have the ball in your hands every single play. It's really the one position that you can consistently give everything back, right? If you're a quarterback and you make 9 good plays and 1 bad one, the 9 good plays don't matter, right? You driving down, picking the red zone. It doesn't matter how good you were driving down. If you're a receiver, you make 9 good plays, and then you drop one, it's a great day. You made 9 catches. That's a fantastic day. That's unbelievable. Quarterbacks can't do that. And he has not been consistent. I thought we were getting there. I thought he was getting there, I should say. It looked like he was building to it, but that fell apart this week. Right? You can go up and down, not this far down. Right? You can go up and down as long as when you get high, you're not too high. When you get low, you're not too low. And to be honest, your lows aren't that low. Your lows can be like, oh, I threw a pick on a clutch drive. It can't be, oh, I threw 3 of them. It can't be, oh, I really, outside of one completion to Hayden Hurst, which, by the way, was a good ball, longest of his career, good play. Outside of that, there was really nothing to write home about.
Nope.
Colts took away Adam Thielen. Like taking away a teddy bear from a 3-year-old. It's like now it's all going to be bad.
It's amazing that the Colts sent more than 4 pass rushers on just 8% of Bryce Young's dropbacks. And there's like, let's just cover Adam Thielen, cover anything underneath, and we'll be fine. And it worked.
And exactly, why would
and they still got pressure.
I was going to say, why would you send more than 4 if you're sending 4 and getting pressure?
Exactly.
The reason why you send 5 and 6 is to get pressure. They were doing that already. So they're like, all right, let's chill. It was a bad game. History will tell whether that's it or is a bad game or if it was another sign of something not clicking. But it was a bad game.